Compassion is the act of sympathizing with others that are suffering, and in the novel To Kill a Mockingbird, this is clouded by prejudice. The townspeople had very little fairness and equality, if any. They gossiped, judged, and most of all made a fatal decision because of their unwillingness to use compassion. In Chapter 3, Atticus tells Scout, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." A perfect example of the town's gossiping is Boo Radley. Boo Radley was a nice man. He never hurt a fly, but because people didn't know him, they gossiped and judged him. Mr. Nathan Radley hid Boo from society because he knew people talked about him and they were scared of what they didn't know. Jem received most of his information from Miss Stephanie Crawford, a neighborhood scold who said she knew the whole thing. According to Miss Stephanie, Boo was sitting in the living room cutting some items from the Maycomb Tribute to paste in his scrapbook. His father entered the room. As Mr. Radley passed by, Boo drove the scissors into his father's leg, pulled them out, wiped them on his pants, and resumed his activities. There were mad rumors about Boo, and he was harassed because of them. Boo was about 6.5 feet tall. Judging from his tracks, he dined on raw squirrels and any cats he could catch. An example of the town's prejudice is the trial of Tom Robinson. During the trial, Tom was convicted of raping Myella just because of his color and the fact that he felt sorry for a white woman. During the time period that To Kill a Mockingbird took place in, it was frowned upon for a white person and a black person to have a friendship, let alone a relationship. Myella kissed Tom, and because of the shame from her father and the town she faced after, he was convicted. I have nothing but pity in my heart for the chief witness of the state, but my pity does not extend so far as to her putting a man's life at stake, which she has done in an effort to get rid of her own guilt, said Atticus. The town was unable to forgive Myella, and they were unable to have compassion for Tom, and only because of the color of his skin.
The children in the story, Dill, Jem, and Scout, see all the racism and unfairness the town has, and they don't understand. They don't understand Boo at the beginning of the novel, and they participate in many childish activities that involve him, but only because all the hype and gossip surrounding him. At the end, when Scout meets Boo, she finds out that he's just a normal person, and she finally understands compassion when she is standing on the porch and putting herself in his shoes. Dill gets upset during the trial because of the way Mr. Gilmer was talking to Tom in such a mean way. They did not understand society and the lack of forgiveness because they are children and they haven't been corrupted. The way that man called him boy all the time and sneered at him, it ain't right. Somehow it ain't right to do him that way.
Whether it's spreading gossip about the neighbors or convicting a colored man about rape, everyone in Maycomb needed to put themselves in others' skin and walk around in it. Forgiveness and compassion are important aspects in humanity and society.